David Cousins. How's it going with you these days? You're doing a North American tour.
Yep. Well, we're touring acoustically this time and touring around with the Zombies, and it's great fun. We're really enjoying it.
What do you think of touring nowadays compared to in the past, let's say? Has much
Well,
things
in the
changed?
past, we would have had, when we toured in the mid-1970s, including the band, we had 17 people in the touring crew. It was a big production. You know, we had lighting designers, we had our own sound men, we had our manager, we had our accountant. My God, it was enormous, and it cost a fortune. But now there's just three of us travelling around. We're doing our own driving. Our tour manager was going to come, but at the last minute he couldn't make it. So we came on our own, and we're doing our own driving, getting the guitars in, packing them in the truck at night, and driving back to the hotel. So it's very small, and it's the best way to do it.
That means the Strawbs changed a lot throughout the years, because now we're seeing the different way of touring.
Yeah, the Strawbs have changed, but we've evolved more than changed. Whoever knew that we'd but we'd be playing acoustically. But when we get back to England, we're going to be doing a tour with the electric bands, the full 5-piece band. But it has changed. The band continually evolves. Nothing has ever been a conscious thought of let's be a prog rock band or let's be a whatever have you band. It's always been just a natural evolution.
Would you say the evolution's still growing now?
Yes, it is. We'll be making a new album next year, acoustic album. Songs are being compiled for that as we speak. And who knows how they'll turn out. I can't predict whether we'll do them all totally electric or totally acoustic rather, or whether we'll get some guest musicians in. We haven't even begun to configure that yet. So as I say, it's an evolution and not a revolution.
Let's say for your collection of guitars, you have acquired some interesting instruments throughout the years.
I have, but I tend to sort of, if I don't use them, I sell them. I recently sold a very, very old Dan Electro electric guitar, like the one that Jimmy Page used, of Led Zeppelin. And I just recently sold a little Gibson acoustic I had, mainly because I don't have room to store them at home. But I've got two beautiful Gretsch guitars at the moment with triangular sound hole. And the reason I've got those is because years ago, when I was still at school, I sat at the feet of rambling Jack Elliott. And he was playing a Gretsch 75 guitar with a triangular sound hole, and I thought, I really want one of those. And I'm very lucky now, I've got two of them.
Amplifiers as well, did you save some throughout the years?
No, I've just got one tiny amp that was owned by Mick Taylor, who played with the Rolling Stones. I bought that. That's the only one I've got.
What type of amp Mick Taylor give you?
A small Fender.
Really?
But I don't use that on stage even. I just go with my electric guitar. I go direct into the PA, into the PA system, and get it coming back through the monitors. Electric band, my guitar is more of it just plays the intros and then gets buried by the great cacophony that comes out through the drums.
Dave, would you say throughout the years the sound on stage has changed a lot, like sound quality, the equipment's getting better nowadays compared to the 70s?
Yes and no. The other night we had a long wait for our sound check because the engineer has got a brand new digital desk. He's used to analog discs. And whereas with an analog disc you could be up and running in seconds, with this it's all touching the screen and moving stuff over and parking it there. And it took eternity because he was so slow with it. And so, yes, there's been advances in the quality of sound. The speaker stacks are far more sophisticated than they were when we first started playing. But I think digital is not all it's meant to be.
And how does it sound when you're playing on stage? Has it changed in your hearing, like what you hear on
Uh,
stage?
yeah, the monitor systems we're using at the moment are absolutely superb. And last night we played in Foxborough, and we had some, I think they were Martin cabinets for the monitors, and they were absolutely wonderful. I could hear my guitar sizzling away, and it sounded beautiful, which is a far cry from when we used to play. We didn't even have monitors half the time, and remember 4-channel mixers, 2 of them bolted together, so that our roadie used to sit there mixing the sound with just 8 channels. Now you can get 24-track desks, and so there is an advance in that. But the quality of the monitoring system is absolutely remarkable these days.
The monitors as maybe as good as the PA systems of the day.
Yes, they're probably better.
Another thing too, have you been collecting Strawbs memorabilia throughout the years? How's your collection on that?
It's all in cardboard boxes in a garage. I've got an awful lot of it, and every now and then when we make say a box set or something like that, I'll go to it and pull out certain press cuttings that I know are in there that are relevant to it, or certain cuttings of charts that I've had collected, the chart positions. I've got old BBC contracts, BBC radio broadcast contracts. I must have 100 of them, I should think. Even down to our very first BBC contract, the first a program in the UK called Saturday Club, and I've even got the cutting from the Radio Times of the day, which says doesn't even call us the Strawbs. It's Dave Cousins and Tony Hooper, alongside the Beatles, Cliff Richard, and the Chris Barber Jazz Band. That was the bill for that particular program.
And in that case, you saved a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And would you say a lot of this stuff some fans do own already, or is it mostly you're the only one that has this stuff?
Well, some fans would have the UK cuttings, but I've gathered all stuff from Holland, from Norway, from the USA, from Canada, and I tend to pick up newspaper cuttings, reviews, stick them in my guitar case, and then they'll go in another cardboard box. But I've got some old stage clothes that I used to wear, and I think, my God, how did I get into that? They were quite small. In fact, my son brought me something recently, one of my sons, which is a tunic that I used to wear back, a sort of Indian woman's tunic I wore. It was in pink crushed velvet. It was very glamorous, but I couldn't get into the thing.
Where would you have found something like that?
I lived in an area in London where there were lots of Asian shops, and so I would have shopped for that in an Asian shop. In fact, I remember doing it. There was a jacket I bought in the boutique next door to the Continental Hyatt Hotel in Los Angeles. It was a sort of a dark brown velvet jacket with pink roses all over it. Beautiful looking thing. If I could get into it, I'd wear it now, but the lining is all frayed and torn. But I've managed to keep some of that stuff. Other bits have disappeared, unfortunately.
Well, that's good you have a collection of that stuff, because it's very remarkable. A lot of people don't collect that stuff, or save it.
As I say, I just put it all in boxes in the garage.
Now, David, how far is this tour going to go?
Well, we're going all the way down, up and down the East Coast. We're in New Hampshire at the moment, and we're going out. We're finishing in Pennsylvania in about a week's time. Then we fly to Phoenix, Arizona, and we play there in a place called San Juan Capistrano in California. Then we drive down to San Diego. Then we do a show there. Then we park the truck up there, and we fly off up to Winnipeg and make our way to Winnipeg, Edmonton, Regina, all the way across to Vancouver, and then we go home.
Sounds like you have everything organized very well.
You have to be organised. We had to carry all the paperwork with us, which is incredibly heavy. I didn't realise how much it all weighs. But I'm whittling it down as we stay in a hotel, so I throw the information away. Thank God. So towards the end of the tour, the case will be getting lighter, except that people keep giving me things. People give me records, I keep being given books. It's quite remarkable.
You're going to be very heavy soon.
It is. It already is. I'm barely lifted.
David, been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope you have a great run on this tour.
Well, thank you very much for calling. And if you're coming to one of the shows, please come up and say hello.
Great.
So I do hope we'll get up. We're definitely going to Montreal and Quebec, so I just hope we get some up Nova Scotia.
Excellent stuff. Well, David, you have a excellent week and a great tour, okay?
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay.
Lovely to speak to you.
Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.